We are going to bring it down on the floor in a few minutes here. We got a cement floor. We're going to show you how to do either a cement or wooden floor using registration marks, how to bend the stencil into the baseboard to get the corners and the edges. Quick overview, prep, most important thing, light sand, degloss, cleaning, clean it with some TSP, clean it with some Dawn soap, get the floor ready. Most important thing, sticks primer. I've been telling you this for the last 3-4 episodes. This primer is the best. Couple of coats of this on your floor, you'll get good adhesion, you'll be in good shape. This is the most important step when you're doing a tile floor. You need good adhesion. And what we have here is our shop floor, and it's an old cement floor. I've done some quick repairs with this DAP ready mix concrete patch. It's a good way to fill any big cracks in the floor. You give it a light sanding, clean it up, and you can slightly smooth out a really old floor. I really like this product here. So I've got my double Santa Ana placed on the floor. Why is it placed here? It's a 12-inch stencil with a 1/4 inch grout line that I'm going to, and you can see it here, that I'm going to end up stenciling later. So I measured off the baseboard 12 1/4 inches, so I have a full repeat into the corner. That's what I want. I don't want it broken there. I just have that opportunity. When you lay out your floor, think about where you want the full tiles and where you want to disguise or hide the half tiles. We usually hide them in the back. I've poured a little bit of my Ben paint onto my recycled paper plate. Ben flat paint, flat base coat. I'm going to take my dense foam roller. I am going to, once again, deliberately roll into the paint nice and evenly so I don't get stripes in my paint on my roller. And then I'm going to take a couple of paper towels and I'm going to offload 1 or 2 times. Pretty dry roller. That's how you want your stencil roller. That's how you want your stencil brush too, pretty dry. So I've got a little bit of spray adhesive on this and I've pressed this down. So this is really going to help with tighter edges. I'm now going to come in and start the process here. And once again, what do we do here? We're not pushing down. We're not going for 100% coverage in the first pass. Our roller is full when we first start. So now I have to get some of the paint out of the roller and then I slightly increase my pressure. So don't expect to get it done in one pass. You are going to build it up slowly, light pressure, and this is the way to do it to get the sharpest, most crisp edges on your stencil print. So look at this. This is a Santa Ana double. Instead of having to do one and move it, look at this. I basically just did 2, and I haven't had to move this yet. So I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to mask this baseboard. I wanted to show you that. I already masked some of this baseboard out. Use blue painter's tape or a low tack tape. You don't want to have a high tack regular masking tape like those yellow colored masking tapes because they're so strong. The adhesives on them are so strong it can rip the finish right off. So you want something that is a lower tack. That's where 3M started with the blue tape years ago. There's probably a few other companies out there that are making low tack painter's tape. So look, I'm slowly building it up. You've got some chunks here, some deeper areas in this floor because, as I said, this is probably a 60-year-old cement floor and it's going to have some inconsistencies in it. It's something that we can expect from an old floor. So I basically rolled the whole thing, but what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to grab my stencil brush, and which I have right up here. And so we've got these professional stencil brushes here at Cutting Edge Stencils, boiled and flagged bristles. This is what we think is the best stencil brush out there. We have these made for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip it in the paint just barely. You see that? I'm just barely putting it in, a little bit more than that. Then I'm going to do a circular motion and this is called paleting the brush. This is evenly distributing the paint into the tips of the bristles. It's called paleting the brush. Okay, then I'm going to go to my paper towel again. I'm going to slightly offload it. And again, I have a perfectly loaded stencil tool that does not have too much paint on it. So I'm going to go to these areas. If you can see here, see these white areas? These are just deeper sections, chunks out of the floor here. And I'm just going to do a vertical pounce straight up and down, fill those areas in, and do a quick little look-see on this, a couple of touch-ups here. There you go. This is looking good. And now I'm going to pull this, and then we're going to tape, and we're going to do this one here, the one that we have to bend. Okay, so let's remove this Santa Ana double here, if I can do it. Slight bit of spray adhesive goes a long way. And there we've got two prints, and also we have our registration marks here and here and here to help us align. We're not working on top of perfect 12-inch tiles. We're working on a flat floor, so having these registration marks are super handy. So let me pull now. Oh, I'm going to mask this first, so let me do that. This is our blue painter's tape. I'm going to just pull a section here. I like to keep my tape as long as possible when I'm masking. I'll mask the whole baseboard with one piece without ripping the tape. Why? So when I'm removing the tape, I just grab one piece and remove it, as opposed to having 5 pieces of tape that I have to get down and remove each time. So I'm going to place this here, and that's that right there. I like to take a 5 tool and get my corner nice. And there you go, we're masked out. So I've got a Santa Ana single right here. So I'm going to use that, a little bit of spray adhesive on there. And see, so I've got my registration marks. I take my Santa Ana. I'm going to place it. Notice how quickly I can come over top of the painted stencil here, because flat paint dries fast. So I'm going to line this up with the previously painted areas here and here, and drop this down. And look at this. So it goes right in. Now, a couple things you can do here. You can take a spackle knife and push this down a little bit. You can use your fingers, but you want to get it to bend in the corner. This is the sign of a really professional stenciler that has a beautiful finished pattern that appears to go under the baseboard. Okay, so we can manipulate that a little bit more as we get close to that. But I'm going to get it pushed in pretty good, just like that. And the stencils are very durable. The material we use is incredibly durable, so don't worry about that. So you got a little kink here, pull that up. Okay, so back to my roller. Light load on the roller. Quick offload. I can even put this here, it's okay, because this is already dry. Offload on the roller, back to my stencil, and you see how easy it is to line this up. The registration that we've designed into our stencils makes this virtually foolproof. And, you know, look, I got another one here. I'm going to take advantage of that one. I'm going to roll that because I'm going to use that in my prints that I do over here. So, if you see it kinking up like this, just break it loose. Use the roller to push it in. Look at that. I'm pushing it in with the roller. All right. I'm going to build this up. Again, trying to get nice, even coverage, but not in one pass. Now watch, I'm going to push this in with my fingers, and I'm going to stencil it right into the corner. So use your fingers, use your hands to manipulate the stencil. And you can push it, do a vertical pouncing motion. You see what I'm doing here? Straight up and down into the corner. Now, anything that you don't get now, you can come in with a small brush and touch up later. We usually get like 80% of the work done, and then we come up with the little stuff and we touch it up. So I'm just going to finish this off a little bit, pull this. This is the technique. Don't have too much paint on it. If it bleeds a little bit, you can touch it up. There's going to be a few little touch-ups here, but let's see what we got. Okay, so we've got the stencil pulled in. All right, so that's how you get into the edge.